is mitochondria. Here you see the mitochondria are also called as the powerhouses of the cell. This is one of the most important need bit. Okay, the mitochondria are also called as the powerhouses of the cell. Okay, so these are present in the cytoplasm of the cell, this mitochondria. Okay, without them, cells would be unable to extract energy from the nutrients and essentially all the cellular functions would cease. So what he is saying, that's why they are called as the powerhouses of cells. If mitochondria are not present, then cells will die because of unable to extract the energy or nutrients required for the functioning of the cell. So here we call this mitochondria are called the powerhouses of the cell. Understand? Next, so where are the mitochondria present? Mitochondria are present in all areas of each cell cytoplasm, but the total number per cell varies from less than 100 up to several thousands depending upon the energy requirements of the cell. For example, if you look at the cardiac muscle cells, cardiomyocytes are called the cardiac muscle cells. Their mitochondria are present in a very large number, whereas fat cells are like adipocytes are present in less number, because cardiac muscle is in continuous action. So here mitochondria are present in a very large number in the cardiac cell. So this is one of the need bit. So where the mitochondria are present, here we have to answer in large number, where we have to answer is mitochondria. Understand? And coming to the structure, see, the basic structure of mitochondria is shown here. You see, it's a bilayer protein membranes. What is it? It's a mainly of two lipid bilayer protein membranes, the outer membrane and the inner membrane. You see here, this is an outer membrane, and here you see this is an inner membrane. This is all is called inner membrane. This inner membrane is also having several foldings. See, these are this is the inner membrane. It is having several foldings. These foldings, which are like finger-like projections, are called cisternae. Are called cristae. What are those? They are called as cristae. Okay. So this is what we have to remember. The outer membrane is present here, and there is an inner membrane. Okay, there is a space between outer and inner membrane space. It's called intermembranal space. This space is called intermembranal space between inner membrane and outer membrane. Understand? And here these are the places, cristae, where many of the chemical reactions, because here so many oxidative enzymes, or what are those oxidative enzymes are attached here. Understand? Right. Inner cavity of mitochondria is filled with a matrix that contain large quantity of dissolved enzymes necessary for extracting energy from nutrients. These enzymes operate in association with oxidative enzymes on the cristae to cause oxidation of nutrients, thereby forming carbon dioxide, water, at the same time releasing energy. Here what he is explaining is the inner cavity. This is called the inner cavity. Okay, so the inner cavity of the mitochondria is filled with a large quantity of dissolved enzymes. Here this is filled with a large quantity of dissolved enzymes, where these enzymes will react with the oxidative properties or nutrients of the inner membrane, and releases various energy particles like water and adenosine triphosphate, carbon dioxide, etc. This is what is telling. See, here what is happening is, as the inner cavity is filled with a matrix that contains large quantity of dissolved enzymes necessary for extracting energy from nutrients. These enzymes operate in association with oxidative enzymes on the cristae. So here on the cristae, so many oxidative enzymes are present. These oxidative enzymes in turn function with the many of the enzymes present in the matrix of the mitochondria, and provide extract nutrients and release carbon dioxide, water, and also energy molecules like adenosine triphosphate, which is required for the functioning of the cell. Understand? The liberated energy is used to synthesize high energy substances called adenosine triphosphate, it's called as ATP. The liberated energy, what the energy that is liberated here, okay, it is used for synthesis of more energy molecule like adenosine triphosphate. Then the ATP is transported out of the mitochondria and diffuses throughout the cell to release its own energy whenever it is needed for performing cellular functions. Whenever the ATP is synthesized in the mitochondria, it is diffused out into the cell. And in the cell, this ATP is utilized whenever the energy requirement is necessary for the functioning of the cell. So here we call mitochondria or the powers of the cell because they synthesis adenosine triphosphate, which is a high energy molecule, which is used for the functions of the cell. Understand? Okay. And here the interesting thing is mitochondria are also self-replicative, which means that one mitochondria can form a second one, a third one, and so on whenever the cell needs increased amount of ATP. And the mitochondrial DNA contain DNA similar to that found in cell nucleus. Okay. This is what here the last point what I want to say is it is self-replicative. Why is self-replicative? Whenever cell needs large amount of energy in like strenuous activity and all, this mitochondria itself will divide into 1, 2, 3, 4 and it itself provide large amount of energy required for the functioning of the cell, because mitochondria also contain DNA which is similar to present in nucleus. Understand? So that is the function and basic structure of the mitochondria. So mitochondria is called powers of the cell. The basic structure is bilipid layer. It contains an outer membrane, inner membrane, and the inner membrane is thrown into several finger-like projections called cristae. On the cristae, so many oxidative enzymes are present, and the space in the mitochondria is called matrix, and this matrix is filled with so many enzymes. These enzymes will react with oxidative enzymes present on the cristae to form to release energy, carbon dioxide, water. The energy released is synthesized to high energy molecule called adenosine triphosphate, and this adenosine triphosphate is released out of the mitochondria in the form of diffusion into the cell, and in the cell this adenosine triphosphate is utilized for various functions of the cell. Okay, and this mitochondria is also self-replicative because of presence of DNA in the mitochondria. Okay, thank you for listening.